The night was quiet at NASA's Deep Space Listening Station. The soft hum of computers filled the room as John Chen sat at his desk, sipping his third cup of coffee. The clock showed 3:27 a.m. when everything changed. The first beat was so faint that John almost missed it. Then it came again, stronger this time. He sat up straight, his coffee forgotten. The signal was unlike anything he had ever seen before. "This can't be right," he whispered to himself. His fingers flew across the keyboard as he checked and double-checked the readings. The signal was coming from somewhere near Alpha Centauri, Earth's closest star system. Within an hour, every major space agency on Earth was getting the same signal. The Chinese reported it first, then the Europeans, and finally the Russians. The signal kept repeating, getting stronger with each passing hour. Dr. Sarah Martinez, the head of signal analysis at NASA, rushed into the control room. Her eyes were wide with excitement as she looked at the data. "This is no natural phenomenon," she announced to the room of scientists. "This is a message." For 3 days, the best code breakers and scientists from around the world worked non-stop to understand the signal. They noticed it was being broadcast in different patterns, like someone trying to speak in many languages at once. On the 4th day, a young Indian programmer named Raj Patel made the breakthrough. "Look at this pattern," he said, pointing at his screen. "It's not just one message, it's the same message written in different alien languages. They're trying to make sure at least one version makes sense to us." The United Nations called an emergency meeting. Leaders from every country gathered to discuss the message as scientists worked to decode it. The whole world watched and waited. Finally, after a week of work, the first parts of the message became clear. The aliens were using mathematical patterns that worked in any language. Slowly, word by word, the message took shape. To the warriors of Earth, the message began. "We have watched your kind from afar. We have seen your battles, your wars, your conflicts. But we have also seen your courage, your strength, and your ability to unite against common threats." The next part of the message made everyone in the room go quiet. "We need your help. Our civilization faces destruction. We beg for your aid." The message included a set of coordinates, pointing to a specific spot in space. It wasn't too far away. With Earth's newest fusion-powered ships, they could reach it in just a few months. World leaders argued about what to do. Some wanted to ignore the message, saying it could be a trap. Others saw it as humanity's chance to prove itself among the stars. Why us? Many people asked. Why would aliens ask humans for help? The answer came in the final part of the message. Your species knows war, yet you choose peace. You understand violence, yet you strive for harmony. We need this wisdom. We need your strength. Will you answer our call? Television screens around the world showed crowds gathering in cities. People held signs that read, "We should help," and "Earth must answer." Children looked up at the stars, wondering what kind of aliens had asked for human help. After 2 weeks of debate, 3 months after Earth's decision, the Starship Hope broke through the darkness of space near the alien coordinates. The ship carried Earth's best, soldiers, scientists, and diplomats from 20 different countries. Commander Maya Patel stood on the bridge, her eyes fixed on the strange sight before them. "That's not what we expected," she said quietly. Instead of a planet, they found a massive space station. It looked like a giant silver snowflake, with crystal-like arms stretching out in all directions. But parts of it were broken and dark. Burn marks scarred its beautiful surface. Multiple ships detected, called out Lieutenant Wong from his sensor station. "They're fighting." Through the ship's windows, they could see small, swift ships attacking larger ones. The smaller ships moved like angry wasps, firing red energy beams at their targets. "Message coming in," reported Communications Officer Chen. "It's in English." A soft voice filled the bridge. "Earth vessel, thank you for coming. Please help. The raiders attack again. We cannot hold them much longer." Before Commander Patel could respond, 3 of the raider ships turned toward Hope, their weapons charged with an angry red glow. "They're not giving us much choice for first contact," Maya said. "Battle stations." What happened next shocked both the raiders and the aliens they were attacking. Hope didn't run. Instead, it charged straight at the raiders, its experimental plasma shields glowing blue against the darkness of space. The raiders fired, expecting the Earth ship to break apart. Instead, their energy weapons scattered off Hope's shields. Humanity had learned from studying the alien message. They had prepared for this. "Return fire," Maya ordered. "Show them Earth doesn't scare easily." Hope's railguns spat streams of hypersonic projectiles. The raiders, used to energy weapons, hadn't built shields against physical attacks. 2 raider ships spun away, their hulls punctured. The 3rd raider tried to escape, but discovered another human innovation: magnetic grappling beams. Hope caught the raider ship like a fish on a line. "This is Commander Maya Patel of Earth," she broadcast on all frequencies. "We came to help, and that's what we're going to do. Anyone who wants to keep fighting can deal with us. Anyone who wants to talk, now's your chance." The remaining raiders fled, their ships vanishing into hyperspace. From the space station, a new voice spoke. "We are the Lumini. We asked for Earth's help because we saw your history. You know war, yet you seek peace. The raiders thought you would ignore our call, or that your ship would be primitive. They were wrong." A light bridge extended from the station to Hope's docking bay. Through it floated the Lumini, beings of translucent crystal and light, shaped almost like jellyfish, but with long, graceful tentacles that sparkled with colors. "Welcome, humans," the Lumini spokesman said as it entered Hope's airlock. "We have much to tell you. The raiders are not our real enemy. They run from something worse, something that hunts us all." The spokesman paused, its colors shifting to deep blue. "But first, we need you to teach us what your people learned long ago, how to defend ourselves. Will you help us learn to fight?" Commander Patel looked at the beautiful, peaceful being before her, then at the battle damage around them. "We'll do better than that," she said. "We'll help you make peace with the raiders, and then together, we'll face whatever's hunting you. That's the human way." The Lumini's colors brightened with hope, but in the darkness of space, more raider ships were gathering. And behind them, something ancient and terrible was stirring, drawn by the sounds of battle. The real war hadn't even begun. 2 weeks had passed since the first battle, and the space station had become a strange training ground. In one of the large crystal chambers, Marine Sergeant Sarah Chen watched as a Lumini tried to pick up a training weapon. The crystalline alien's tentacles passed right through it. No, Sarah sighed. "You need to solidify your form first, like we practiced." The Lumini pulsed with embarrassment, its colors shifting to pink. It concentrated, and its flowing form became more solid. This time, its tentacles gripped the weapon. "Better," Sarah said. "Much better." Nearby, other humans were teaching groups of Lumini basic combat stances. It was like teaching jellyfish to dance. Beautiful but incredibly challenging. The Lumini had lived their entire lives as peaceful energy beings, never needing physical forms until now. In another chamber, Commander Maya Patel was meeting with a captured raider captain. Unlike the glowing Lumini, the raiders looked almost human except for their metallic skin that shifted colors like oil on water. "Your weapons are primitive," the raider captain said, touching the bullet hole in his armor. "But effective. We never expected physical projectiles. Energy shields don't stop them." "That's why we brought both," Maya replied. "Sometimes old technology works better than new. Now, tell me more about what you're running from." Before the captain could answer, alarms blared through the station. Multiple hostile ships approaching. Lieutenant Wang's voice echoed through the speakers. "Biggest raider fleet we've seen yet." The raider captain's skin turned pale silver, their version of going white with fear. "They're not raiders," he whispered. "They're scouts." In the training chamber, Sero watched in amazement as the Lumini responded to the alarm. Instead of panicking, they moved with purpose. Their weeks of training were paying off. The once peaceful beings formed up in defensive positions, their crystalline bodies humming with determination. But the real surprise came from the Lumini children. While the adults had struggled to learn fighting, the young ones had discovered something extraordinary. They could merge their energy forms with human technology. A young Lumini merged with a defense turret, its crystalline consciousness flowing into the machinery. The turret glowed with inner light, its reaction time now instant, guided by the Lumini's thoughts. "We didn't teach them that," Sarah said in awe. "No," answered a Lumini elder, its colors rippling with pride. "They learned it by watching how humans connect with their machines. Our young ones saw how you become one with your weapons and vehicles. They simply took it further." The first wave of enemy ships appeared. They were black, seeming to swallow the starlight around them. But they met an unexpected defense, human railguns guided by Lumini consciousness, firing with impossible accuracy. In the command center, the raider captain watched with Maya. "Perhaps," he said slowly, "we should have asked humans for help sooner. Your ways are different, but they work." Maya nodded, but her eyes were on the tactical display. The black ships were pulling back, but not retreating. They were regrouping. "Those aren't their main forces, are they?" she asked. The raider captain's skin rippled with dark patterns. "No, the Void Hunters never show their true strength first. They test, they learn, then they strike. They've done this to 1,000 worlds." "Well," Maya said, watching as human and Lumini teams work together to reinforce the station's defenses, "they've never faced humans before, and they've certainly never faced humans and Lumini working together." In the darkness of space, more black ships were gathering. But this time, Earth wasn't going to let another peaceful species fall. The real question was, what were these Void Hunters, and why did they destroy every civilization they found? The answer would change everything they thought they knew about the galaxy. Deep within the space station's crystal archives, Dr. Emma Chang made a discovery that changed everything. She stood before a wall of shifting light patterns, the Lumini's historical records, while a young Lumini named Starsong translated. "This can't be right," Emma whispered. "Show me again." The wall pulsed with ancient memories, showing vast black ships emerging from tears in space, not just recently, but thousands of years ago. The Void Hunters had been here before. "Commander Patel needs to see this," Emma said, just as the station shuddered from another attack. In the defensive control room, human Lumini hybrid turrets fired at a new wave of Void Hunter scouts. But something was different this time. The black ships weren't attacking, they were mapping the station's defenses. The raider captain, now known as Silver Scale, watched with growing concern. His metallic skin rippled with dark patterns. "They're learning too fast. This isn't normal Void Hunter behavior." Commander Maya Patel was about to respond when Dr. Chang burst into the room. "Commander, the Void Hunters, they're not hunting at all. They're searching." The station rocked again, but this time from something beneath them. A section of the station's lower levels, sealed off for centuries, had begun to glow with an ancient power. The heart chamber, Starsong pulsed with fear. It awakens. Deep in the sealed chamber, they found something impossible. A massive crystal sphere pulsed with swirling energy, and within it, trapped in time, was a single Void Hunter ship. But it wasn't black. It glowed with the same crystalline light as the Lumini. "There you," Emma gasped, looking at Starsong. "The Void Hunters, they're corrupted Lumini." The truth unfolded in the chamber's records. Eons ago, the Lumini had discovered how to merge with technology. But some went too far, merging with weapons of unimaginable power. The energy corrupted them, turning them from beings of light into creatures of void. The corrupted ones were banished, cast out into dark space. But over millennia, they had built an empire of shadow, returning to destroy what they had once been. Silver Scale's skin turned almost white. All this time, we raiders thought we were running from monsters, but we were running from your own fallen kind. But there was more. As Emma decoded more records, she found something the ancient Lumini had hidden, a way to reverse the corruption. The station itself wasn't just a habitat, it was a massive purification device. That's why the Void Hunters are really here, Maya realized. They don't want to destroy the station. They want to make sure we never use it to change them back. Suddenly, the station's deep space sensors lit up with thousands of signals. The Void Hunters had finally revealed their main fleet, but they weren't preparing to attack. They were forming a sphere around the station, trapping everyone inside. A new signal cut through all communications. A voice spoke, deep and distorted. "You have discovered our truth, children of Earth. Now you face a choice. Surrender the station and live, or share the fate of those who defied us before." In the crystal chamber, Star Song touched the ancient sphere, and its light pulsed in response. "There is another choice," the young Lumini said. "We can save them, with human determination and our ancient knowledge." "No," the voice interrupted. "You will not transform us back. We are perfection. We are power. We are what your kind was meant to become." Commander Pertel looked at the impossible alliance around her, humans, Lumini, and raiders, all facing a common enemy born of ancient tragedy. "You forgot something," she broadcast back to the Void Hunter fleet. "Humans don't just teach how to fight. We teach how to heal, how to forgive, how to come back from darkness. And we never ever give up on those who can be saved." The chamber's crystal sphere pulsed brighter, resonating with her words. The trapped Void Hunter ship inside began to change, its black surface cracking to reveal light beneath. The real battle wasn't going to be fought with weapons, but with the power to heal an ancient wound. And humanity had just found its most powerful weapon, hope. Around them, the Void Hunter fleet prepared for their final assault. But this time, they showed signs of fear. Because for the first time in their long, dark history, they faced an enemy armed with the power to save them from themselves. Time was running out. In the heart chamber, Dr. Emma Chang and Star Song worked frantically to understand the purification device, while the Void Hunter fleet grew closer. The trapped ship in the crystal sphere had become a beacon of hope, its black surface now cracked with veins of pure light. "Look." Star Song pulsed excitedly. "The corrupted one dreams." Images flickered from the transforming ship, projecting memories of its crew. They saw fragments of the past, Lumini explorers merging with their ships, the intoxicating rush of power, and then the creeping darkness that turned light to void. But these weren't just memories. The ship was communicating. "They're not all lost," Emma realized. Some of them are still conscious inside those black ships, trapped in their own corruption. Above the station, the Void Hunter fleet had taken an unusual formation. Their ships linked together, forming a massive black web in space. Commander Maya Patel watched from the control room as Silver Scale's metallic skin rippled with recognition. "The web of shadows," he whispered. "It's not just a battle formation, it's a ritual. They're calling their Hollow King." As if summoned by his words, space itself began to tear. From the rift emerged a ship that defied comprehension, a massive vessel that seemed built from solidified darkness. Its surface writhed with patterns that hurt the eyes to look at. "I am Void Eternal," a voice boomed through all channels. "First to transcend, first to embrace the true power. You think you can save us? We are beyond saving. We are beyond light itself." But something unexpected happened. As the Hollow King's ship approached, the young Lumini, who had merged with the station's defense systems, began to resonate with the purifying crystal. Their light spread through the station's networks, creating a web of their own, one made of pure energy. In the heart chamber, the trapped ship's transformation accelerated. Its surface cracked completely, revealing a crystalline vessel of breathtaking beauty. Inside, its crew awakened from their darkness, their consciousness returning to light. "It's not just a purification device," Emmett gasped. "The whole station, it's a giant Lumini consciousness. Your ancestors built it as a living memory of what you once were." Starsong connected with the station's crystal walls, and ancient knowledge flooded through their shared consciousness. Yes, we were never meant to merge with machines to make weapons. We were meant to merge with them to create harmony. The Hollow King's ship launched its attack, firing weapons that seemed to swallow light itself. But where they struck the station, they met something new, the combined resistance of human determination and awakened Lumini power. Young Lumini merged not just with defense systems now, but with every part of the station. Human engineers worked alongside them, guiding their energy through new pathways, creating a symphony of light and technology that the Void Hunters had never imagined. Silver Scale watched in awe as his raider ships were bathed in the station's light. "We've been fighting the wrong way," he realized. "All of us. The power was never in the weapons. It was in the connection." The Hollow King's voice boomed again, but this time with a trace of uncertainty. "What is this? What are you becoming?" Commander Patel's response was calm and clear. "Something you forgot existed. A bridge between worlds, between light and dark, between past and future." The station began to pulse with a rhythm that matched the heartbeat of every being inside it, human, Lumini, and Raider alike. The purification wave built up power, ready to wash over the Void Hunter fleet. But the Hollow King had one last move. The massive ship's surface began to shift, revealing an ancient core of darkness that promised to consume everything in its path. "If we cannot rule the light," the voice growled, "we will extinguish it forever." As the final battle approached, humanity's greatest test wasn't going to be about fighting skills or weapon power. It would be about proving that redemption was possible, even for those lost in deepest darkness. The station's light grew brighter, and the transformed ship in the crystal sphere sang a song of remembrance, a melody of what the Void Hunters once were and what they could be again. The true war for the galaxy's soul was about to begin. The Hollow King's dark core pulsed, sending waves of anti-light that made reality itself shudder. Inside the station, Commander Maya Patel watched as Dr. Emma Chang made an impossible suggestion. "We need to let them in," Emma said, her eyes fixed on the data streams flowing from the transformed ship. "Not fight them, invite them." Around them, the station hummed with the combined energy of hundreds of young Lumini, each merged with different systems. They had created something unprecedented, a living fortress of light and technology. Silver Scale's metallic skin rippled with inspiration. "The Raiders, we can help too." He touched the station's crystal wall, and his skin resonated with its frequency. "Our bodies adapt to any environment. We can be the bridge." Understanding dawned on Starsong, who pulsed with brilliant colors. "Yes, humans provide the strategy, Raiders the connection, and we provide the power." Maya made her decision. "Open the shields," she ordered, "all of them." The Hollow King's laughter boomed through space. "Finally, you accept your doom." The massive void ship moved forward, its dark tendrils reaching for the station. But they weren't surrendering. They were implementing humanity's most unexpected tactic, radical hospitality. As the void tendrils touched the station, something extraordinary happened. The Raiders, their metallic skin glowing with borrowed Lumini light, formed living chains throughout the station's corridors. They became organic conductors, channeling the station's purifying energy in new ways. Young Lumini merged not just with machines now, but with the Raiders' conductive bodies, creating paths of light that reached out to touch the invading darkness. Human engineers and scientists guided these energy flows, using their understanding of both technology and empathy to shape the interaction. Inside the heart chamber, the transformed ship began singing louder, its melody carrying memories of the time before corruption. The song spread through the Raiders' living network, touching each void tendril that breached the station. The Hollow King's voice rolled in fury, but something was changing. Where void tendrils touched the station, they began to crystallize, light breaking through their darkness like dawn through stained glass. "You dare," the voice thundered, but now other voices joined it, voices from within the void fleet itself, the trapped consciousness of countless corrupted Lumini stirring after millennia of darkness. Dr. Chang's eyes widened as she read the energy patterns. The Hollow King, it's not just corrupted, it's the source of the corruption. It's been keeping the others trapped in darkness. The station's young Lumini made another discovery. When merged with both raiders and machines, they could project their consciousness into the void ships, reaching the trapped minds within. What they found was heartbreaking. Entire civilizations of corrupted Lumini, their light preserved in tiny pockets of resistance against the void. Commander Patel took a risk. She opened a channel to these trapped consciousnesses. "You've forgotten who you are, but we remember. You were explorers, creators, healers. The darkness doesn't own you. It never did." The Hollow King's ship began to convulse as more and more void ships in its fleet started to crystallize, cracks of light breaking through their surfaces. The web of shadows was becoming a web of dawn. "What have you done?" the Hollow King roared, but its voice was weakening. "The void is perfection. The void is power." "No," Maya responded, watching as humanity's greatest strengths, cooperation, innovation, and compassion, turned the tide of a war that had raged for eons. "Power isn't in destruction, it's in connection, in understanding, in forgiveness." Silver Scale, his body now glowing like a star, looked at the transformed ships with wonder. They called humans primitive because they still used physical weapons. They never understood that humanity's real strength was never in their weapons at all. The Hollow King's ship launched a final desperate attack, but this time it faced something it couldn't corrupt, a perfect alliance of 3 species, each contributing what made them unique to create something entirely new. As the station's light reached for the dark heart of the void, the real question remained: could even the Hollow King itself be redeemed? The answer would determine the fate not just of this battle, but of an entire galaxy's future. And humanity, once thought too primitive to matter in the cosmic scale, was proving that sometimes the oldest wisdom was the most powerful of all. The Hollow King's ship hung in space like a wounded leviathan, its surface cracking with lines of light. Inside the station's heart chamber, the impossible was happening. Through the network of radar conductors and Lumini energy, they could finally see the truth within the ancient void ship. "It's not a ship at all," Dr. Emma Chang whispered. "It's the original station, their first attempt at harmony with technology." The transformed ship in the crystal sphere pulsed in confirmation, its memories showing the complete story. The Hollow King had once been the station's central consciousness, the first to attempt a full merger of Lumini essence with technology, but it had gone too far, too fast, falling into corruption and dragging others with it. Commander Maya Patel watched as the young Lumini, still merged with station systems and radar conduits, reached out to touch this ancient pain. "It's time," she said. "Show them what we've learned." The station began to move, not just its defenses or systems, but the entire structure. The crystalline arms unfolded like a flower opening to the sun. The raiders, their bodies glowing with conducted light, formed living chains that connected every level, every chamber. Starsong, now pulsing with colors never seen before, made an announcement. "We understand now. The station isn't just a weapon or a home. It's a key, and the Hollow King's ship is the lock." Silver Scale finished, his metallic skin resonating with the frequency of both light and void. The Hollow King's voice boomed one last time, but now they could hear the pain beneath the rage. "You cannot undo what has been done. The void is eternal. The corruption is complete." "No," Emma responded, understanding flowing through her. "The corruption was never complete. That's why you kept attacking, kept consuming. You were trying to fill a void that couldn't be filled." Around the station, the transformed void ships had formed a new pattern. Not a web of shadows or even a web of dawn, but a spiral of renewal. Each ship that returned to the light added its energy to the pattern, creating a galaxy-shaped dance of redemption. The station's arms reached out, embracing the ancient corrupted station, but instead of attacking, they began to resonate with its original frequency, the pure tone of the first Lumini who had dreamed of harmony with technology. Inside the Hollow King's ship, countless trapped consciousnesses awakened. The void began to recede, not destroyed but transformed. Dark energy became potential instead of corruption, depth instead of emptiness. The final transformation shook space itself. The Hollow King's ship crystallized from the inside out, its darkness becoming a new kind of light, one that held both radiance and shadow in perfect balance. As the transformation completed, a new consciousness emerged. The Hollow King was gone, but what remained was something unprecedented, a being that understood both light and void, technology and spirit, power and wisdom. "We remember now," the new voice said, echoing with countless restored consciousnesses. "We remember who we were, who we are." The raiders, their bodies still conducting the harmonious energy, looked at their former enemies with new understanding. Silver scales spoke for them all. The void wasn't our enemy. Fear was. Fear of change, fear of difference, fear of the unknown. Commander Petal smiled as she watched the once corrupt ships landing in the station's docking bays, their crews emerging into the light for the first time in millennia. That's why they call humans, she realized. Not because we were warriors, but because we never stopped trying to understand, to connect, to forgive. Dr. Chang's instruments showed something remarkable. The energy pattern of the transformed fleet matched the harmonic frequency of human brainwaves. "We were the bridge," she said in awe, "not because we were special, but because we were both, light and shadow, peace and war, destruction and creation." The young Lumini, now experts at merging consciousness with technology, began teaching the restored ones how to exist in harmony with their powers. The raiders, understanding adaptation in a whole new way, helped them adjust to their new forms. And humanity, they had gained something too. The ability to see beyond binary choices, to find paths between war and surrender, to transform enemies into allies not through force, but through understanding. Starsong, touching the station's crystal walls one last time, shared a final vision. Thousands of stations like this one, spread across the galaxy, not as fortresses or weapons, but as bridges between species, between states of being, between light and void. "The real journey begins now," Maya said, watching as human scientists, Lumini consciousness, and Raider adaptability came together to plan these new stations. "We came to help them fight. We stayed to help them heal." And in the depths of space, where darkness once ruled, a new kind of light began to spread. Not the harsh glare that banishes shadows, but a gentle radiance that transforms them into something beautiful. The galaxy would never be the same, and that was exactly as it should be.